Okay, guys, Zach here from I know it's called football. What a win last night. Obviously, I couldn't get to the video last night since the game went till like 12 o'clock. Obviously, I had work. I just got back maybe a couple hours ago. Had a workout, and now I'm here to talk about the game. Um, wow, what a performance from the U.S. It was insane, the defending. Like, I haven't seen defending like that. Honestly, I can't remember. I mean, I'm talking like club level U.S. team performance. It was so cohesive, and it got to the point where you just thought Mexico didn't believe that they were going to score. Um, I mean, even before extra time, it just despite the possession, the chances they had. Um, I mean, obviously Matt Turner, a couple great saves, but Jesus, man, it was so confident the defending, shot blocking, the tackles, specifically from players like Kellen Acosta, who I'll get to later. It was just immense. It was an immense defensive performance, and yeah, we did have to defend. The Mexico came on strong, as you know they would. They have these tricky players. Jesus Corona, obviously, was terrorizing people all the way down that wing and during the whole game. But we came through and obviously at the end got the win. But a couple things I'd like to talk about in terms of players who from this Gold Cup squad, I think are easily in contention for these qualifying games coming up. And honestly, I don't see. Not that I don't see competition, but I don't see any way they won't be in a final. Let's just go. Let's be a little. Let's predict the future here. I don't see us not qualifying. Hopefully, that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. But I think these players I'm about to list, are fully capable of starting and Greg Berhalter starting 11. Excuse me. I'll start with Reggie Cannon. I thought he was fantastic yesterday when he came on. Excuse me, not when he came on. During the whole game, I thought he was fantastic. He shows speed. Obviously he's not a Yedlin. A couple years ago, Yedlin, I would say, maybe a bit quicker, always a bit shaky defensively. I'll get to Yedlin again a bit later, but just the tackles that he made, they're not sloppy tackles. He won the ball, and the next touch he was pushed away and he was going upfield. And I was really impressed by Reggie Cannon. I thought Buzio, when he came on, was also pretty good. He had to be sacrificed before the start of the game. Obviously, any player wants to start, and the fact that you have to talk to a 19-year-old before the game and say, look, I'm sorry, you're not going to start today. And maybe he had some built up adrenaline for when he came on, because I thought when he did come on, he was fantastic. The way he moved the ball, his first touches were super nice. Matt Hoppe, obviously another good game from him. Better against Mexico, I think, than he was against Qatar, and you could put that down to any number of things, honestly. Sorry, my cat's trying to get up here. Um, Shaq Moore, I meant to say earlier when I misspoke. I thought when he came on, he did well. And about that substitution, I thought it was a bit strange that Reggie Cannon was coming off. I didn't expect that double change. I think around the 62nd, 63rd minute or so. But it's to the point now with these U.S. men, with this men's team, that you see it's not your best player is always starting, and the player on the bench isn't good enough. When a player like Shaq Moore is coming on, you think you're just as confident. I was just as confident when when he came on for Cannon. He did well, man. Again, I don't see Yedlin really pushing anyone out of contention, and if Berhalter uses like some system like a back five or something with with wing backs of some sort, I still don't see Yedlin getting in, and I don't know, but I'm glad that there's two solid right backs now that we can count on, without any shadow of a doubt. Moving on to Matt Turner, it's interesting now to see we have these three goalkeepers now. Horvath, obviously we know about Ethan Horvath, the penalty save, and let alone the season he had in the MLS beforehand. But winning, not single handedly, but putting in a performance like that and winning, helping your country win a trophy, that does a lot for your confidence. That maybe makes you train a little harder and think, who am I? Who do I want to be in the face of U.S. soccer? And, go out there and make a bigger name for yourself. Obviously, Stefan, who knows who's going to be the number one come qualifying. Most likely it'll be Stefan still, just in terms of experience. I'm sure playing alongside Edison at City under Pep is done a lot for him also. So we'll see. But again, Matt Turner, big performance from him. A little shaky that first 5-10 minutes, but damn, did he do a great job out there? Confident, really commands that 18-yard box, and damn, you love to see it. And now moving on to Kellen Acosta. Look, personally, this is my man of the match. I think, again, you have performances like Matt Turner and Matt Hoppy, and I'm not quite sure who the man of the match actually went to last night, but for me, man, Kellen Acosta was immense. The performance he had, man, seriously, like, just to sidetrack a bit, like, as an Arsenal fan, I was just daydreaming, man. The whole every tackle that he made, and you almost got sick of hearing his name. I think Stu Holden at one point said something like that, and it's just like rinse and. I mean, you just kept hearing his name over and over. These perfectly timed tackles. I'm not going to get into the whole Arsenal and midfielder and looking for a midfielder, but Jesus, man, it was such an immense performance from him. I think he's only 24, so he's not some kid. This isn't some kid who's doesn't have experience, and yeah, he's in the MLS, but wow. I mean, I said the same thing about Pulisic before he went to Chelsea. I was thinking this would be a great signing for Arsenal, but anyway, forget about Arsenal. Moving down the list here, some more players. I think Bello, obviously, I thought he did well. 19-year-old for 19, I think. Him and Busio both 19. Maybe Busio is 20. I can't quite remember. But to start a game like that, and defensively maybe not shaky, but not quite sure what to do in some aspects of the game. I think when you're being run at by Tecatito like that, it's tricky because you don't know exactly what he's going to do. And all credit to him. Obviously, he's a great player. Also, going forward, he seemed like that final ball was he kind of didn't know what to do with himself. So he would get forward, obviously use that pace of his, that speed of his. And just a couple times, I think twice, that final ball, that pass just was almost thinking, not that he wants to get rid of it, but he knows what to do, and it was a bit rushed. And there was a lot of that actually last night. I think Areola, a couple passes where I remember looking at my brother and just thinking, what the hell, like, what is this? Like, what kind of ball is that? Obviously, Zardes is I think, guilty of that too, but I'm not putting blame on anyone. I'm just saying overall there was a little bit of sloppiness going on, but, you can't have a perfect game every time. Sam Vines, fantastic when he came on. Wasn't too shocked to see Bello starting over him, but again, you have this contrast of here's the player who's starting and the guy on the bench who is essentially that like for like replacement. You have just as much confidence in, and Bello is a guy that I only recently heard about, maybe couple months, but I've been following him, and you just love to see a young kid like that, like, just do so well. Seeing Americans like this given chances, and especially gets a final against Mexico of all teams. I'm just happy for him, man. Him and Sam Vines. Speaking of names with an S, Sands. Alongside Miles Robinson, it's hard to say now who your best center back partnership is. And again, I think Miles Robinson was maybe named man of the match last night. It's hard to really say. But honestly, if it wasn't for Kellen Acosta, I would have given it to Miles Robinson for sure. Even without the game winner. He has now, I think, set the tone for center backs for this United States team. And, so long as there's not a dip in form or, anything like that, or he doesn't hurt himself celebrating, God knows what he's been doing, what he's been up to last night. But I think that man set the standard now for center backs for us. And again, it goes down to that cohesiveness, excuse me. And dude, just the way every ball that came in was just headed out or booted out or just. I don't really quite know how to put it into words, but I was just so proud watching that team last night. It was incredible, the defensive performance. So those are the players really that I think are just nowhere near. Excuse me. When it comes to this qualifying team in this roster, they are right up there in contention in terms of who should be starting and how much game time they might get. I mean, if I don't see Miles Robinson starting on that team sheet first game, I would have to assume maybe it's something to do with his form or maybe Greg Berhalter is trying something different. I'm not too sure, but surely Kellen Acosta. I know he's had his critics before. I've been one of them, but he cleaned everything up. Miles Robinson as well cleaned everything up. That whole back four, they had a job and they know what they know what to do, and that's credit to the manager, man. That's credit to the coach. So, I would like to say also Mexico did play well. I think when you're defending for that long, it's tricky to say the team you support who's defending like that. You don't want to say you didn't deserve to win or deserve a result because that's just the way it goes. That's soccer. That's football. But they did play well, so hats off to them. They did dominate us the first half, especially. And the first 10 minutes of the second half also was pretty difficult for the U.S. But other than those two chances, Areola's chances, the first one especially, you thought I was hands on my head. I don't know how he missed that, but it is what it is. We won the game at the end, so. And I think Mexico got completely discouraged by the end of it. They probably didn't believe they could win. I know I said that before at the start of the video, but could be the previous defeat. Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe the manager, they didn't have exactly the roles. Their roles weren't set up like ours were. The way Greg Berhalter set them up for our players. So who knows, man? I mean, from the statistics I've seen. He's lost more games than he's won against the coach of Mexico. Now I can't remember his name, unfortunately, so apologies for that. But I think it's like he's lost 7, won 2, maybe now it's 3 or whatever the case is. But certainly never got the better of the coach of Mexico. Sorry, I can't remember his name. Forgive me for that. So yeah, there you have it. I'll be covering more games obviously when the qualifiers come around. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever the hell you want to do. I do also cover Arsenal games. I'm an Arsenal fan, and despite that Taiwan flag you see, I am American, as you could probably tell by the accent. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.